This is not financial advice. This is financial awareness. Because the more you understand what the powerful are doing with their money, the better you can prepare, think, and make decisions for your own future. Let's begin. Section 1. Why billionaires are shifting away from traditional assets. For decades, the wealthy relied on a simple formula: real estate, stocks, bonds, and gold. But everything has changed. Inflation is unpredictable, debt levels are skyrocketing, the global economic order is shifting, and digital money is rewriting the rules. Billionaires know one thing for certain: the next decade will not look like the last one. They want assets that, are outside the traditional banking system, hold value even when currencies decline, cannot be printed by governments, cannot collapse like stock markets, grow in value during periods of global tension. That's why new, obscure assets are rising in popularity, not because they are trendy, but because they are strategically powerful. Now, let's dive into the 3 assets the elites are quietly acquiring. Asset number 1, rare strategic farmland. Most people think farmland is just for farming. Billionaires see something else: power, control, water security, and permanent wealth. Farmland is one of the oldest asset classes in human history. Civilizations rose and fell based on who controlled the fields, rivers, and land. Today, the story is repeating. Billionaires like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Ted Turner, and many unnamed private wealth investors are buying farmland at a historic scale. Why? 1. Food security. No matter what happens, market crash, war, inflation, people need food. Food is the ultimate inflation-resistant asset. Whoever controls food production controls the future. 2. Water rights. Many farmlands come with underground freshwater reserves or river access. Water is becoming the new oil. Countries are already fighting water wars silently. Billionaires know water scarcity will be one of the biggest global issues within 20 years. 3. Inflation protection. Farmland grows in value when inflation rises, because food prices rise too. Even during economic recessions, farmland historically outperforms stocks. Government blind spot. Governments tightly monitor financial markets, but pay less attention to private agricultural land accumulation. It is a quiet, stealthy way to store wealth without triggering public attention. 5. Renewable energy potential. Vast farmlands allow billionaires to lease land for solar, wind farms, or carbon credit projects, creating extra income streams. 6. Long-term control. Farmland is not trendy. It is not exciting. That is exactly why billionaires like it. Quiet, stable, essential. This is one of the biggest secret shifts happening today. While the average person chases meme coins, the wealthy buy land that feeds nations. Now, let's move to the second obscure asset. Asset number 2, data centers and digital infrastructure. Real estate. If farmland is land of the physical world, data centers are the new land of the digital world. Every photo you upload, every website you visit, every transaction you make, everything is stored somewhere inside massive data center warehouses. The billionaires know that data is the new oil, and whoever controls digital infrastructure controls the future. Why are data centers so valuable? 1. AI explosion. Artificial intelligence is consuming energy and storage at a scale never seen before. Companies like OpenAI, Google, Meta, and NVIDIA need endless server space. Demand for data centers is skyrocketing. 2. Internet dependency. The entire global economy runs on servers. Banks, hospitals, government systems, e-commerce, social media, navigation apps all depend on cloud infrastructure. 3. Digital real estate with hard scarcity. You cannot just build a data center anywhere. They require massive cooling systems, cheap electricity access, high security, fiber optic network proximity. This scarcity makes them a premium asset. 4. Billionaire security strategy. During economic crashes, people still use the internet. Data centers earn steady, predictable income even when the stock market collapses. 5. Government and military contracts. Owning a data center can lead to billion-dollar contracts with governments needing secure data storage, cloud services, and cybersecurity support. 6. Global power. Digital infrastructure gives billionaires influence and access to extremely confidential sectors of society. While the public is distracted with cryptocurrencies and ETFs, the rich are buying the digital land that powers the entire internet. Now let's reveal the third asset, arguably the most surprising and powerful. Asset number 3, luxury. Collectibles that outperform stocks. Most people think collectibles are toys for the rich, but billionaires are not buying them for fun. They are buying them as ultra-rare financial vehicles that outperform S&P 500, Bitcoin, and even real estate. These include vintage art, first edition books, luxury watches, classic cars, Rare wines, high-end sports memorabilia. Rare jewelry, historical artifacts. Why do billionaires buy these? 1. Ultra-limited supply. You can't print more Picasso paintings. You cannot recreate a 1960s Ferrari. These items are permanently scarce. Scarcity creates unstoppable value. 2. Recession-resistant returns. Study after study shows rare collectibles often rise during recession because the wealthy buy them as safe haven assets. 3. Global demand. Rich investors from China, the Middle East, Europe, and America all compete for the same limited collectibles. This international demand pushes prices higher. 4. Privacy advantage. Collectibles can be bought quietly without public reporting, making them perfect for discrete wealth storage. 5. Massive tax benefits. In many countries, collectible asset sales fall into different tax categories, which billionaires legally use to protect wealth. 6. Status and power. In elite circles, owning rare historical items increases prestige, influence, and negotiating power. Rare collectibles are one of the most strategically powerful and least understood asset classes in the world. Now let's connect everything. Why these assets matter now. Farmland, data centers, and rare collectibles may seem unrelated, but they share one powerful theme. They are all assets outside the traditional financial system. Billionaires want wealth that governments cannot print, hackers cannot steal, and stock markets cannot crash. The world is entering unpredictable times. De-dollarization, rising debt, war threats, inflation, supply chain instability, political division, AI disruption. The rich see the storm coming and are preparing with assets that cannot be wiped out overnight. Conclusion. You don't need billions to learn from billionaires. The strategy is the lesson. Own scarce, essential, and non-digital assets that hold value no matter what happens in the world. You may not buy a data center or a Picasso, but you can learn the principle. Choose assets that survive inflation, recession, and uncertainty. Because the world is changing fast, and the people who adapt early will lead the future.